Hello kids, today we are going to start with the last topic of the lesson. We have almost completed all the topics in detail along with the derivations and all, and hopefully you must have completed your work also with better understanding of the concepts. Okay, all these derivations and everything is extremely important, even the formulas. Fine, so let us start with today's topic. Before we start with today's topic, let us see what we did in the last session. We had seen the Joule's law of heating. We had also found the expression H is equal to I square RT. These are the 3 points of Joule's law which you have to learn, important from exam point of view. And we had also learned what is the meaning of heating effect of current. Fine. Now let us move to the today's topic, that is the practical applications of heating effect of electric current. Means where are we using this particular application. For exploiting the heating effect of electric current, the element of appliances must have high melting point to retain more heat. The heating effect of electric current is used in the following applications. So in short, we have to understand one thing, that if the melting point is very low, then it will definitely damage the particular electric appliances, because the a particular appliance or particular, I can say, gadget is getting heated up, right? So it has to be with the high melting point. Fine. The electric bulb. In electric bulb, the filament of bulb gives light because of heating effect of electricity. This filament is generally made up of tungsten. Please remember this. And the melting point is equal to 3380 degrees Celsius. These two things you have to remember for MCQ, that how what is the metal present in the filament of the bulb and what is the melting point. Either it can be asked as MCQ or it can be asked as 1 mark question also. Fine. Next we have electric iron. The element of electric iron is made of alloy. Alloy, we know, it is the mixture of two metals, one non-metal and one metal also, right? Which is having high melting point. Electric heater and geyser work on the same mechanism. Please remember the examples also. Electric fuse. Electric fuse is used to protect the electric appliances from high voltage, if any. Electric fuse is made of metal or alloy of metals such as aluminum, copper, iron, lead, etc. In the case of flow of higher voltage than specified, fuse wire melts, breaks the circuits, and thus protects the electric appliances. Nowadays, because of advanced technologies, you are unable to see this electric fuse. But if you are living still in some kind of old fashioned houses, then you will be able to see the electric fuse at your home. You can ask your parents about this, right? When this electric fuse are inserted with the electrical appliances, so if the voltage is high, specifically in this monsoon season, sometimes it happens, right? So in that case, what happens, whatever fuse wire is there, sorry, whatever wire is there present in that particular fuse, it will fuse, right? That is, it will start melting, and when it will start melting, of course it will break the circuit, and this way it like there will be no electric supply, because the current will not flow in the broken circuit, or I can say in the open circuit, right? So because of this reason, we can protect the electric appliances by using the electric fuse. Fine. Usually the fuse of 1 ampere, 2 ampere, 3 ampere, 5 ampere and 10 ampere are used for domestic purpose, means at our home. Fine. Suppose if an electric heater consumes 1000 watt at 220 volt, then electric current in circuit I is equal to P by V. Please remember this. This type of question can also be asked in exam, that if particular heater is consuming this much of energy at this much of potential difference, then what will be the current flowing from that particular circuit or in that particular appliance. So here we will need the fuse of 5 ampere, right? to protect the electric heater in the case of flow of higher voltage. Have you understood this? Please remember the third point. It is extremely important. Fine. Now what is electric power? The rate at which work is done by an electric current is called electric power. As we know, when some work is done, the equal amount of energy is consumed. So we can say that electric power is the rate at which electric energy is consumed or dissipated. When we do any kind of work, just forget about electricity, you think about your own self. If you are working, the same energy you need, right? Same quantity of work means for doing same quantity of work you need same quantity of energy, then and only then with the particular effort you will be able to complete that work, right? So what is power? Sometimes you must have heard તારામાં તો કોઈ power જ નહીં મળે, you are not at all able to do this, you are not able to do that, you don't have power, મારામાં power નથી, I'm completely done, right? So what is electric power? Now back to our point, what is electric power? It is the rate at which electric energy is consumed or dissipated. Fine. Power P is equal to W by T. W we know that work done in the particular time. So how we will donate electric power? P is equal to W by T. So if current I flows through a conductor in time t against potential difference V, then work done, we know what is work done. In the previous session only we have found this, W is equal to VI T. Now on substituting the value of W in equation 1, we will get, in the first equation what is that? P is equal to W upon T, right? So here we are going to substitute the value of W. So in place of W what I have put? VIT. T will be cancelled. So what we will get? Power is equal to nothing but the multiplication of potential difference and electric current, right? That is equal to P is equal to VI, where P is equal to electric power, which is having the smaller unit, that is W is its unit, smaller unit, V is potential difference, unit is volt, which is denoted by capital V, and electric current we know ampere, denoted by capital A, right? So if V is equal to 1 volt, I is equal to 1 ampere and P is equal to 1 watt, then from equation 3 what we will get? 1 watt is equal to 1 volt into 1 ampere. Now from this equation or formula I can say we will be able to write the definition of 1 watt, right? So what is the definition of 1 watt? The power of an electric circuit is said to be 1 watt if 1 ampere of current flows against 1 volt of potential difference in it, right? So to remember the definition you should know this formula. To know the formula first you should know what is the actual formula, right? So here you have to remember the formula. P is equal to W by T, P is equal to VI, and 1 watt is nothing but 1 ampere of current flows against 1 volt of potential difference. Fine. So this was all about electric power. Now we will discuss about the bigger unit of power. The smaller unit, I kept on saying that smaller unit is watt, which is denoted by capital W, right? Now bigger unit of power is kilowatt, right? So P, what we saw just before a minute, if we will substitute that here, then we know that if we want to convert watt into kilo, then of course we have to divide by 1000, right? P is equal to VI, we know. So on substituting the value of V from Ohm's law, V, we will get P is equal to I square R. Now this equation is used when current is constant. Current ક્યારે constant હોય? Series માં કે parallel માં? Please recall that also, because such type of twist and turns will be there in your problem solving, that is in your sums. Fine. And now if we substitute the value of I in P is equal to VI, we will get That is, here also we are going to use Vir only. In the first, that is P is equal to I square R માં આપણે શું કર્યું? We have substituted the value of V. Now in the second one we are going to substitute the value of I. So we will get P is equal to V square by R, and this equation we will use when the potential difference will be constant. Now you should recall V ક્યારે constant હશે અને I ક્યારે constant હશે, in which type of circuit. Okay, so please remember this. Fine. Now let us see the commercial unit of electric energy. The commercial unit of electric energy is kilowatt. Kilowatt is also known as unit. So if it is given in the sum that 1 unit is nothing but kilowatt hour. Are you getting? Unit and kilowatt hour, they both are the same thing. If in sum it is given as 1 unit, means it is 1 kilowatt hour. Have you understood? If it is 2 units, then it will be 2 kilowatt hour. Understood? The electric energy consumed when an electric appliance of power 1 kilowatt works for 1 hour is called kilowatt hour. Please remember the definition. So 1 kilowatt hour is equal to nothing. Please go through the mathematical steps and please do the simplification. Then what we will get? The one which is given in the blue highlighted line. You have to remember this. 1 kilowatt hour is nothing but equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joules. Okay, fine. Now let us see the problem solving. If the electric heater consumes electricity at the rate of 500 watt, 500 watt is given, potential difference between the two terminals is given. So calculate the electric current, that is I, and resistance R through the circuit. Now we will enlist what are the given things. Fine. To find out I, what we will need? First equation, P is equal to VI, right? So here by using this formula we will be able to find I. Now we have V, we have got I. So from Ohm's law we will be able to get the resistance, right? So this way, if you will remember which terms are given in the sum, if you know the correct formula, then trust me, you will be able to solve any damn problem solving. Okay, let us move to the second one. A torch bulb is rated 2.5 volt and 750 milliampere. Calculate the power P, resistance R, and the energy consumed if the bulb is lighted for 4 hours. Right? Now such type of questions are frequently asked. Let us see the given terms. Current is given in milliampere, which has to be converted into ampere. You should be able to remember 1 milliampere is how much, 1 microampere is how much, and then accordingly you have to convert. Right? Now time t is given in hours, so we will convert it into second. Are you getting my point? Next, power P is equal to VI. From that we will be able to find P. So first is solved. Now we will go for second one, that is resistance. We have given, in the question the given term is V. We have found, I is also there. So from Ohm's law we will be able to find the resistance also, right? Now the third, energy, W is equal to P into T. Fine. So this way, if you know what terms are given, if you know the correct formula, right, then you will be able to solve the sums. Fine. Now here I have given you only one sum to practice. So please write down all the definitions for 5 times. That small derivation has to be written for 3 times. Commercial unit has to be written for 5 times. 2 example sums are to be done for 1 time. Okay, and this sum has to be solved only once. Fine. So that's all for today. Thank you.